Today's video is on how to solve rational equations. An example is like this down below. All right, cool. Let's get into it. So the first problem is the example from the first page. We have x plus 6 on the bottom, and x plus 6. Now, as we learned in the past, we can't just add a fraction like this with something like this, unless we have the same denominators. So basically that means that we have to have the same thing on the bottom. We can't just have x plus 6 and over here x. We have to have the same thing. So let's ask ourselves this. What does this guy have that this guy doesn't have? And what does this guy have that they don't have? And basically we're going to have them share denominators or exchange them. No, sharing is a better way of saying it. Exchanging would mean that they would just lose it. This guy is going to say, hey, you need an x. And this guy's going to say, well, you need an x plus 6. And then they're going to say, all right, fine, cool. Let's meet in the middle. So this guy is going to go home and he's going to change. And instead of just putting on an x plus 6, they're also going to add an x. And then over here, this guy is going to go back and say, you know what? I need more than just x. That's too simple. So I'm going to add x plus 6 because my friend over here has x plus 6 and that's really cool and I want to look like them. And then over here, this guy's like, hey, everyone else is like getting the x and the x plus 6, so let me get with that. So he says, let me add the x. And so he gets the x. Okay, cool. So then what we do here is we're just going to multiply x to this and then x to that. So we're going to do this. We're going to get x squared plus x over x squared plus 6x. And then down here, this guy, we're going to get x. Oh, no. Yeah, right. The original one was 1 over x. Okay, so we're just going to have x plus 6 on top. And then down below is going to be the same thing as this. So x plus 6x is equal to, over here, 2x plus 1 times x is going to give us 2x squared plus x becomes x squared plus 6x. All right, cool. So now that they're all over the same denominator, we can basically make this one big equation. So for the next part, I'm not going to write this multiple times. We're just going to consider them all over to be x squared plus 6x. So let's combine these guys and let's do one big one. So we're going to have x squared plus x plus x plus 6. Okay, over x plus 6x is equal to 2x squared plus x over, same thing. Okay. Now, we have something on this side. It's all alone. We're going to bring them over here and be like, yo, come over here. Let's play. So we're going to subtract 2x squared. We're also going to subtract x. And that way, this side we have 0. So let's do minus 2x squared here, minus 2x. So now these guys are brought over here. Okay, cool. So then let's start combining all the like terms. So we have the x squared and the minus 2x. So that makes it negative x squared. And then we have x plus x minus x, which becomes plus x. And then 6. Oh, okay. Well, that's it. Just 6. Sorry, buddy. Okay. All over x squared plus 6x. Okay. The last thing to do is just simplify this again. So if we can take out any factors from this, let's see if we can. Let's first take out the negative. Let's take out the negative and do x squared minus x minus 6. And then tell me this. Can you think of any factors that come out that when you multiply two numbers, you get negative 6, and when you add them, you get negative 1? So let's think about the pairs. It'd be like 1 times 6, 2 times 3. And these are 1 away, right? So if one of them were to be negative, it would make -6. So then, since when we add them, we get -1, that means the 3 has to be negative. So let's use this pair. Let's rewrite it like this. Negative x minus 3 times x plus 2 over. From this, we can take out an x, right? So let's do x times x plus 6. All right. Sometimes that works out and you're able to cross or cancel out something, but not always. Either way, this makes it easier just to see. So if you'd like, you can also see what x is equal to now. You can say x is equal to 3, -2, 0, or -6. Cool. All right. So that's one problem. The next problem is this one. Basically the same idea. What does this guy have that this guy doesn't have? What does this guy have that these two don't have? And what does this guy have that this guy has? Or what does this guy not have that this guy has? So basically, we're just going to combine this denominator with that denominator, and that's going to be the new denominator for everything. And we're just going to multiply this guy with what he didn't have on top and bottom, this guy with what these guys have on top and bottom, and this guy with this guy on top and bottom. So let's do that. So our goal is to be over x times x plus 3. And so to do that, we're going to have to multiply 5 with x plus 3. And then for the -2, we're going to have to multiply both the bottom by x and x plus 3, and the top with x and x plus 3. And that's equal to 2 over x plus 3 times x over x. All right, cool. Now let's just combine. Combine these, and we get 5x plus 15 over x squared plus 3x minus, let's see. Let's do this part first. That's, actually we can do this together. It's going to basically be like 2x times x. That's 2x squared plus 2x3, so that's 6x over x squared plus 3x is equal to 2x over x squared plus 3x. Okay, next step, let's just rewrite this all. Actually, before we write it all over the same denominator, let's bring this guy over here so we can have everything on the left side equals 0. So in order to do that, we need to minus this. So let's subtract this guy, and then that means when he comes over here, it's going to be negative this. So here, I don't feel like writing everything, so I'm just going to copy it. Just going to bring it down. Okay. So goodbye equal sign, goodbye that. Oh, we need that. Okay, so when we combine this guy over here, it's going to be minus minus, right? Shoot, hold on. It was originally plus. Oh, I'm just saying subtract this, and when it comes over here, it's negative. Okay, let's just take out that. Okay, so it's negative on this side, equals 0, right? Okay, so now we can combine everything because it's all over the same denominator. So let's do that. Let's just rewrite it first. So all over x squared plus 3x, you get 5x plus 15 minus 2x squared. Remember, this negative goes to this 6. So it's going to be minus 6x and minus 2x. Okay, equals 0. All right, then let's just reorder this so that all the x squareds come first, and then the x's, and then the numbers. So first, we might need more space, so we'll see. Yeah, we need more space. Excuse me. You need to go up I think we just need one more line. Okay, thank you as I moved. Okay, so here. So if we're going to rewrite that, we're going to have negative 2x squared plus 5x minus 6x minus 2x plus 15 all over x squared plus 3x. Okay, combine all these guys together. What do you get? Okay, well, let's first write the minus 2x squared. Okay, these guys all combined. 5 minus 6 is negative 1, minus 2 is negative 3x plus 15 all over x squared plus 3x. Okay. Okay, so remember this is always equal to 0, so we're going to have this equal to 0. What I'm thinking is this. Can we factor this in any way? So let's think about this. You have negative 2 and 15. So that means the product is going to be negative 30. And when we add the two numbers together, we're going to have negative 3. Okay, let's see if we can think of three numbers or two numbers that would give us that. So the products of 30 are 1 and 30, that's too far away. 2 and 15, that's still far away. 3 and 10, closer. Okay, 4? No. 5 and 6. Okay, so I don't think there are any factors for this. Okay, well, in that case, we just leave it like this, and this is our final answer. We're going to say this is equal to 0. Ta-da! Okay. One more example. Okay. So this guy is going to be the big one. This is basically what everyone else needs to be. He's like the role model because he's got everything. He's got the x minus 3, and he also has the x. Right? If you divide this by x, you'd have x minus 3. So this guy doesn't have x. If he has x on the bottom, multiplied to it, he'll become this. If this guy has x minus 3 on the bottom, he'd become that. So let's just multiply this guy times x over x, and this guy times x minus 3 over x minus 3. And you know what? While it's easy, let's just move this over and make it equal 0. So let's just do equals 0 by subtracting. And maybe I should explain that. So if we have this on this side, to get rid of it, we would need to subtract 5 over x. And if we subtract this side by 5 over x, to make this side equal, we also subtract this guy by 5 over x. So that's why I'm subtracting it. Okay. All right, so now let's multiply this guy. I'm going to do times x over x, and this one by x minus 3 over x minus 3. That's messy. Okay, it's going to get cleaner. So this one's going to stay the same. We're going to have 18 over x squared minus 3x minus 6x over x squared minus 3x minus 5x. And then that's going to be minus 15. We don't have to add the negative again because we haven't distributed it yet. We're still going to be in one fraction. So then we have this over x squared minus 3x equals 0. All right, now that it's all over the same denominators, we'll just make one big fraction. And let's rewrite it. 18 minus 6x minus 5x. Now is when we add this and this together. So that becomes plus 15 all over x squared minus 3x equals 0. Okay, then let's combine all those similar terms. So that means these guys together. and these guys together. And then let's order it with the x's first. So let's rewrite it like this. Minus 11x plus 33x, no, just 33, over x squared minus 3x. Actually, we're good here. Let's just say like that, equals 0. Okay, now that we have them all combined, the last step is to see if we can cancel anything out and simplify this. So I'm seeing 11 and 33. And I know that they're both factors of 11, so that means I can factor out 11. Let's see what happens with that. So if I take out negative 11, that way this becomes positive x. I would get x. If I divide this by negative 11, I would get negative 3. Okay. Oh, and then that makes me think, hey, this guy originally was x minus 3 times x. So let's break that up. Let's break it up into those original parts. X minus 3 times x equals 0. And then the cool thing is, cancel, cancel. And then now my equation just comes down to negative 11 over x is equal to 0. And x would be equal to 0. Right? Because x is 0, then all this becomes 0. And I think that's the last problem. Yep. Cool. All right. Let me know if that made sense. If you have any other questions, let me know. And enjoy your day. All right. Take care.